Hello everyone, how's it going? It's me, Jaylene, also known as Vancouver. I have a lovely request from one long distance supporter about one certain thing that many people struggle with in the kink world. But first, support the free sexuality community by clicking subscribe. The question: what can you do in a dom-sub dynamic when it's long distance? As a professional dominatrix, I've had lovely, very much long-term, long-distance relationships with a couple of my subs. So I'm going to be sharing with you today a couple of practices that I use to keep the ownership of my sub intact, even with the miles that we have between us. I'll be covering 4 key things today. Number 1, communication. Number 2, physical control. Number 3, rewards. And best for last, number 4, mental control. Number 1, communication. The talk about communication should definitely happen prior to jumping into any sort of long distance fun. Just like with any BDSM play, who knew? But besides discussing safe words, limits, and desires for your long distance playtime, what else should we discuss? These are the questions you should also be covering. How will check-ins be facilitated? Will there be a weekly conversation where you ask your sub, human to human, how the dynamic is going for them? Are you going to order your sub to write journal entries about their inner thoughts about your kinky exchanges and have them share it with you? Consider here what best suits your type of dynamic. Another question is, what are the no-go zones? Imagine you want your sub to complete a couple of different tasks while they're away from you. Perhaps some are a bit humiliating. Are there particular areas in your sub's life where they wish for no kinky commands to be played out? Some examples of no-go zones are during work, perhaps spending time with another partner if you two are poly, family, gym time, etc. Not only is these communications important, but what about the level of communications you two are going to have? How many times are you two craving to text each other? Once a day? Twice a week? 24/7? How many times are you craving to video call each other? And how many times are you craving to plan an in-person meeting? Now, let's imagine that your sub is also your romantic partner. Maybe the amount of times you two do text each other is 24/7, but the questions I just previously asked you is more so how many times do you want to interact with one another in your dom sub dynamic specifically. This will set the expectations clear for both of you of how much time both of you are willing to put into your kinky little adventures. Yay! All right, number 2, physical control. How do we create physical reminders of our dominance or commands for sub while we physically cannot get our hands on them? Important note here, just because you're not in the same room as your sub while they're administrating physical acts upon themselves does not mean that you are any less responsible for your sub's well-being if this was under your command. This means if you are not confident about your sub practicing this physical act upon themselves safely, you should most definitely not be telling them to do it alone. And if you do want your sub to learn how to do something properly to themselves, send them my way so I can show them not only the safety practices, but also how to do it best for their own kinky pleasure. My website is below to book a free one-on-one intro call for your sub to see if my coaching programs is a good fit for them. Moving on from the safety announcement, however, what are some physical ways of controlling your sub? One of them is chastity. There are ones that exist for both male and female bodies. For extra control, have your sub purchase a timer safe where they can lock their key away for certain amounts of time. And if your sub is traveling or staying away from home for some time, make sure they bring their key with them for any emergencies. Another one is collars. These are always a great way for your sub to show off submission. There are permanent locking metal collars that your sub can adorn, even in showers, etc., for easy wear. And if your sub wants something a little bit more subtle due to some privacy concerns, there are also metal lockable bracelets that you can purchase as well. If there's a will, there's a way. Third thing is pain. What things would you feel comfortable with your sub doing to themselves? And does your sub feel comfortable doing them? And if you want to make sure that your sub is administrating these painful acts safely, or you just want to make sure that your sub is doing the painful acts in the same level of intensity that you command, no wimp outs allowed, I suggest you command your sub to send you a video of them doing these painful play. Last example I have for physical control, orgasms. One of the biggest physical controls you will have from a long distance is pleasure. How many times are they allowed to orgasm? Are they allowed to orgasm at all while being separated from you? Some great physical pleasure tools that you can use here is some remote controlled vibrators, sex toys, where you would actually have an app on your phone controlling the settings of the toy on your sub. The lovely, sexy technology. Anyhow, I'll be discussing more about pleasure in my next point. Number 3, rewards. Rewards are great for long distance domination because they actually give something for your sub to work towards during an extended period of time, perhaps when you are not able to give them instant feedback, unless you're present during a hot and kinky texting video session. These rewards will help set up the carrot dangling dance for your sub to complete all the certain tasks, routine that you have set up for them to get a tasty little treat at the end. Rewards can be through a couple of things. Pleasure. As I mentioned earlier, pleasure is such a great tool for control. Emotions, especially one such as desire, is such a driving force of motivation for us humans. Use it to your benefit, my dominating friends. The next one is a little treat. Maybe your sub deserves a little cupcake after completing a week of daily sit-ups. Just a little tweet. And the third thing I have here is praise. What makes them feel most proud as a sub? Is it them being a good boy? Is it them being extra detailed on following through on their tasks? Is it their lack of ego submitting to your commands? And getting into that thought, let's focus on my last point. Number 4, mental control. Mental control is such a uniquely curated technique for each individual sub. In my multiple years of experience as a professional dominatrix, I cultivate my own power of mental control through the aspects of learning the components of both their ego as well as their insecurities. If you are feeling a little lost on how to begin mentally controlling your sub, really getting into that deep psychological state of being to use to both you and your sub's advantage, don't fret. Everyone needs to start somewhere. I would suggest starting with a free intro call with me for us to connect and see if we're a good fit on me supporting you on building your complete plan of holistic domination, mentally, physically, and emotionally. Whether your sub is long distance or right at your side. I have witnessed in my past coaching clients that powerful transformation from uncertainty and insecurity to ultimately confidence in who you want to be as the dom identity that you seek. And I am ever so passionate on continuously helping more people find who they truly crave to be in both their kink and their sex life confidently. So don't be afraid to reach out. It's your first step for your own sexual growth. My website link is below to book your free call there. And don't forget to like and subscribe to help the free sex ed community. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. It's me, Fem4.